What's it like to be that guy who's just like straight up on pills all day long?
And it's all sunny out. I would hate
That
to be
guy
all,
must be feel. I mean, like, you know the feeling when you take like edibles or something and you feel like you're floating everywhere.
yeah.
When you have to walk down the street and you feel like your feet aren't even like connected to the rest of your body.
Right.
But what's it like when you're on like those kinds of pills where it's just like, you can't even like, your mouth is just moving on its own.
Right. It's barely moving. You seen how the dude was.
Yeah.
Dude, he was half asleep standing up. He didn't even know I was behind him looking for his key.
Well, he heard us talking behind him and he just like joined in the conversation, not even looking at us.
Yeah.
Just like, my mouth's going to start moving. I'm going to start explaining something. And
He was that type of doped up where he looked thirsty.
oh, yeah.
Like,
Well, his eyes are just like closed. and
Yeah.
Looking around. Every time you turn your head, you get that kind of slow turn. Where
I'd
it's like
live with-
you think you're going to turn, and then it takes a second, and you got to like...
Right.
Yeah.
Everything's hesitation. You give up on your sentence halfway.
Yeah.
He was giving up on his.
Oh, you know what you got to do, right? Yeah, man. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got all kinds of hustles, man.
Oh, we get out of the elevator. He's still talking. It's,
Yeah.
It's what a life, huh?
Yeah, dude. You know, those pill people, man. My buddy, he was on dope, dude, on pills just like that dude. Looked just like him. He
Wow.
walked into a wall one time. He goes, "Oh, I'm on." He told me what it was. I forgot. And he goes, and he walks into a wall, and then he goes, "You want some?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm good." Yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess the thing about it, you take pills like that, it makes you... I wonder, do you forget that you're on pills?
Well, I know one time
You
he
take
actually,
it, and then like after a while, this is just reality now.
Well, you know, I know one thing. I know you forget stuff because one time, man, he took about 5 Vicodins, I think, or something crazy. It was some high amount of pills, and he started painting, and he was just painting the whole place, laying it out. And he's like, man, I got to step back and look at it. He's on the top of a ladder. And, dude, he just steps back and, boom, busted his
Wow.
ankle, shattered his ankle for like 6 months. That's how bad it was broke.
Do you feel pain though when you take that fall? I wonder what that's
Oh,
like.
if you're all doped up on Vicodin.
You
That's a
probably
good
feel
question.
like that fall probably takes like 10 minutes in your head where you're just like swimming.
Laughing the whole way down.
Yeah. And
I'm
then
sure you feel it.
Wow.
Well, anything like that, you don't feel it because the adrenaline.
I think your adrenaline receptors get fucked up though if you're like if you get all doped up like that.
One time I was trying to do a backflip and I broke my ankle. I didn't feel this. I heard it snap right
really?
behind my ear.
Wow.
I didn't feel a damn thing.
Jeez. Man, but just think like these guys. It's the middle of the day right now.
Right.
So if, like this dude's already on he's already in that mode. It's like what's the rest of your day even look like?
He's going to bed right now. He's going to come out at about 8 o'clock, eat, smoke a cigarette.
But just
walk
be
the
doped
dog.
up in the middle of the night.
Well, Andy walks a dog.
Oh yeah, but I mean that guy is like, what's that
He
like?
was doped up bad.
It's like you're already in like I'm gonna just start making conversation mode,
Yeah.
trying to explain something. Guys like that who are doped up too, they always want to explain something.
Right.
Especially, I mean, I guess more so with like people who are on meth and they're all like tweaking, and then you just mention something, and next thing you know, they're like explaining the Federal Reserve to you or something.
Well,
Start telling you about Bitcoin.
yeah. And me and that dude, the thing about me and that dude is we're on the same schedule because neither of us do shit all day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a comedian and he's on dope.
Yeah.
So we're living a similar lifestyle. And, dude, I always see him all the time. And I'm always getting little pieces of information. Like, he tells me, he goes, yeah, I'm living with my mom's, you know, been with her about 10 years, you know, since me and my girl didn't work out. And then, like, the next time I'll see him, it's summertime. He's like, oh, turn around. Like, I'm going to the elevator. And I'm like, why? And I turn. He goes, I don't got no underwears on. My shorts are falling down. Just like, all right.
Wow.
I'm like, all right, man. Every time I see him, he's like, this is my dog. I refuse to get his nuts cut off. You see them nuts? He's
Wow.
like, I could breed. This dog could breed with them nuts.
Wow.
Remember? Did you
that's
see the
guy-
dog's
that's the
nuts?
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Well, just think like how much responsibility the guy has, where it's like, that's the kind of guy who has that kind of dog who is like, you're depending on him to be able to hold that leash back.
Wow.
I mean, just think that's like when you see guys like that, well, at least in New York City, at least he's not driving. But you do go anywhere else in the country, that guy has a pickup truck. And he
Yeah.
is barreling down the highway doing 75 eyes closed.
Yeah, he's got a huge dog and a cane. I see him in the mornings. I'm like, dude, this dog gets away from you, the whole neighborhood's done.
Wow.
I don't think the podcast understands how vicious and massive looking this and powerful this dog
Gigantic pit bull dog. Yeah. That
Just
was
nuts.
Horrifying dog. But it's just like you think that dog like just lives with that guy all day.
Well, and it's at the laundromat all day, and the dude, like, I'll try to get around him at the laundromat because he just hangs out there on his phone, talks to everybody.
Wow.
Because, you know, he lives with his mom upstairs.
Yeah.
He's got to get out of the house.
Right, yeah.
So he takes the dog down there. And, dude, yeah, you can't get around him at the thing. He'll be like, he don't bite. It's like, yeah, the fuck he does, bro. Like,
wow.
you seen how vicious that dog was.
Yeah. Just think how I wonder what that started with, because like he probably like was working a job somewhere and you know working in a restaurant. He hurt his ankle one day,
Right.
and then you go to the doctor. The doctor's like, oh yeah, just take this. Call me in the morning.
Right.
Couple Vicodins, couple whatever, couple pills. Back when they giving out oxys.
Makes not living at mom's so bad.
Well, it's like things just like you know, and then next thing you know, your ankle is not as fucked up, but it's like no, I still got to get more pills. So now it's just like you know.
Or it's even worse. The ankle got worse, and now you can't work your day job. You got to quit your job at UPS.
Well, the thing with like when you get hurt, because you know what it's like when you hurt like something you really use. It's
Right.
like your knees.
Or your wrist.
You take that pills, and now your knees don't hurt anymore. So now you're still back out of the job, still hurting your knee, but you're not feeling it.
Right.
Because now your knees are numb. So it's like you're getting more fucked up, but it's like you're just taking more pills. So probably 10 years ago, I started taking something light.
Right.
And now it's just like he's on some shit that you don't even know about. Something where like the cops pull you over. They look at it. They like, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
Some shit from the 80s.
Well, it's something with that. It's like that they just came out. So like even the cops don't even know about it yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's like xylazole or something.
I was surprised how many people have that narco because you see a lot of people in this neighborhood all doped out.
Narcan.
Oh, yeah. And you'll see one of their friends, we got somebody doped out. We need Narcan. And, dude, I'm always shocked somebody has it somehow.
They give it out, I think, if you like go into like shelters and stuff, where it's like everybody, you save a life if you carry a Narcan.
Man.
Mm-hmm. If you like see somebody on the train, he's twitching around or something.
Yeah,
like,
hit him with some Narcan.
I'd be afraid to do it.
Me too, man.
But
I guarantee that dude would do it.
Yeah, right.
He'd be all knowing how to do it. Stand back. That's one of them dudes. He's got all the confidence in the world for somebody that never did anything in life.
Well, it's funny too. Is he was dressed pretty clean.
Yeah, them
Everything
fresh
was,
fucking
his
Jordans.
shoes are like
Dude,
real crispy. Yeah.
I mean, those things were bought today.
Yeah, popping tags, and it's like this dude is like. There are certain things where, if you're judging a man based on his clothes, it's like you wouldn't get a different view of somebody.
Right.
You know, you judge him based on its. You don't judge him based on his eyes. If you judge him based on his shoes,
You
like,
see the shoes are nice.
That guy's doing pretty good.
You wouldn't know he lives at home with his mom and he's 60.
Yeah, right? He looks pretty young for 60.
Yeah.
For a guy who's like, living a pretty laid back life.
Selling Jordans.
That is just like, I mean, I'm sure in Ohio it's common, but California, I mean, that is such a common kind of guy. If you go to like the middle part of California,
Bro.
between San Francisco and LA, where it's like Central California, like Nate Diaz area,
Yeah.
where it's like, it's just dudes with they all get the same haircut. Everybody's just got the buzz cut. And it's like guys who used to be in the military like 20 years ago.
Right.
All just straight up all day long. They're just like buzzing.
And, dudes like that are huge fans of Fat Joe. That's who they look up to.
Yeah, well, it's like they just pick that guy is like, he's a New York kind of guy. So Fat Joe's his guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anybody who's if it's a guy in, probably your town, it's probably a man he's talking about Kelly Pavlich.
Yeah, or like a wrestler.
Yeah. No, in California, it's all just like, man, these new fighters are trash.
Really?
Or Nate Diaz. And
Yeah.
they're just looking up to their hometown guy, the guy who they didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't really get too whacked out there on the shit. Like, I guess they do, but in different ways. Out in L.A., it's not like you're not getting whacked out and walking around. You're getting whacked out at somebody's house.
Right.
So it's
it's not L.A. It's like the suburb part of California, where you're really like in the middle of nowhere kind of thing.
Right.
I mean,
I can't even picture that. Like
it is just like, well, you picture anywhere in Middle America where it's like, Walmart, Dollar General,
right.
P.F. Chang's,
but an
Panera
expensive
Bread.
level.
It's not expensive. This is like white trash area.
Wow.
But it's like white trash and like Mexican people who moved out of L.A. And this is like their like second like kind of come up area.
Right.
But it's also just like dudes who used to be in the military and now they're on drugs.
Yeah.
And they just like getting, Taco Bell parking lot. You and somebody else got a rumble.
Right.
Because you're talking to his girl. You see like, middle of the night, you see like, it's like straight up the Honda Accord guys.
Right.
Rice Rocket. Where it's like they got the dudes who still got Nas on their car. From like Fast and the Furious days.
They're all real skinny and shit.
Yeah, right? Well, they got some trashy high school girlfriend, and they're still
Right.
like, they got a rumble. Those are the guys who are like taking these weird ass pills.
We had a little bit of that in our day growing up. I got to catch a little tail end. I think the very, very beginning of the Fast and the Furious in my early 20s, maybe.
Yeah.
Isn't that when it was probably big?
It's dudes drifting. No, it
Yeah.
was when we were like in high school.
Yeah, it was high school, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was
Yeah, I
straight
caught
up
the very
drifter days.
Yeah, we caught the tail end of it.
Well, you guys didn't have the big Asian population, I'm guessing.
No, there was only like 1 or 2 Asians. There was a lot of Mexicans.
That's
A
where
lot
that
of
shit-
white,
that
rich
shit started
white
though.
kids.
Was like Central California, Northern California, Asian dudes with like spiked up blonde hair
Yeah.
and like weird like athletic clothes
And
on.
the car's just sick.
The car it was a Honda Civic, 99 Civic. It's like lowered,
Right.
got the big like exhaust Nas
The
thing in the back,
chromies.
and it's just like him and his like hot girlfriend just like doing donuts in a parking lot, and like everybody wanted to drift back then, where you drive and then you
Yeah.
downshift, I guess, and then you just do that thing with your car.
Yeah.
Peak living.
Yeah, man. That was the prime of the Asian culture.
Yeah. I mean, but those guys, that culture still kind of exists.
Yeah.
There's
It's
still,
just,
and it's still a dude driving like a fucking crisp looking 2001 Civic.
right.
Yeah. Never grew up.
Man, dude, I can't wait to get a nice car, man.
Uh,
Life's going to be so much different. I'm going to be cruising, dude. Clean fucking interior.
Where are you gonna? I mean, like in the city, or you think?
I just want one day just to have something nice, just clean as hell,
Yeah.
tinted out, something with some rims on it.
Yeah.
System all. Though I'll get a little Asian girl.
I think that's gotta be though. I mean, like, you gotta be out. You moved to Jersey or something.
It's even way more pimp you got in the city.
Yeah,
You
but
park it
in the
in front of
city, you're
someone.
always like, it's always moving stuff around. You always
But then
gotta
you
be-
look cool. You're always busy. Girls think,
Nah,
man, this guy's busy.
You're sitting in traffic though. There's nowhere to drift.
Yeah,
You gotta be
late
like-
at night.
No, you got to be even in the city though. Where could you? You go to the West Side Highway or something. But it's like, nah. Think about it, if you had the car and you lived in Central Jersey, how many opportunities you'd have to just fucking open up.
Right. Or even out in Cali, like you said,
Ah, yeah.
just the desert by you, and you're just riding.
I remember I specifically remember the off ramp going off the 8 freeway in San Diego, going up to my house when I was in college.
Yeah.
It was the perfect. I had like a Hyundai Elantra that was like sneaky fast.
Right.
It was like shitty car. The car broke down after 10,000 miles, but it was like when it was running, it was really like it would. I only drive with automatic, so I don't know. I can never really get the stick shift thing going, but it was
Right.
like you feel it go from second gear to third gear, and you're just hugging the road.
And it's kicking.
And it keeps kicking in, and I'm doing like 85, and it was always this one curve where it was like I could hit it perfect,
Yeah.
and it was just like I would look forward to that one part of the drive every day.
Wow.
I'm coming home from work, I'd be like, this is the one part. Looking back, it's super dangerous what I was doing, but it was like I could see that being a thing if you're the kind of guy that actually has a nice car and you live in the suburbs somewhere.
Right.
You could really gun it.
I could see you doing it too.
And I remember just going left and going right, and it was just like,
And getting all quiet.
and next thing you know, you feel the boost. The boost always, because you drive the same car in the same place every day. Those little automatic shifts are going to happen at the same turns.
Right.
Every time you go by this one sign, that's when the boost kicks in.
Right.
And you get that last straightaway going up the hill. And it's like, that's living right there.
And you had some hardcore NWA on, I'm
yeah.
sure.
The sound system was like
It's
a
fucking
little bit better than it probably should have been. For,
subs hitting.
yeah, it was like a 2001 Hyundai Elantra.
Do you wish you would have talked to more girls working at the drive-thrus and stuff back then?
I was always talking to girls. Stuff
Oh,
like
you
that.
didn't
Yeah,
have
I mean,
the drive-through ones though?
It wasn't a drive-through. We didn't have a drive-through for.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
never
used
worked
to be
that kind
my
of job.
move, dude. I'd go through the drive-through.
Oh,
I'd
right,
be
yeah.
like, hey, so I heard you get off at 8 tonight.
Nah, in California, the fast food, it's like a 50-year-old Mexican lady.
Really?
It's like someone's grandmother in the drive-thru.
Yeah, dude, that used to be all our moves. You see, they hired a new girl, Burger King. Oh, I'm about to go
Yeah.
get a shake, dude. We'd all roll up there. So,
Wow.
what do you like to do?
Well, just think, though, how much different your life would be if you were just every day an hour and a half in the car. Just this, how physically you'd feel different.
That's a long. I mean, dude, that's a long.
Oh, 45
time.
minutes both ways. That's pretty common.
But going where though?
You know, guys who are going to work. If you were
Wow.
driving 45 minutes to work, or you're driving in the car, you go to the store, it takes 15 minutes.
Well, dude, nowadays my commute's like fucking 12 hours. When people say, "How long do you get to work?" Well, I'm leaving at 3 a.m.
You work every 3 weeks though. But it's
Right.
not. If you were every day, if every single day you had to drive, and you start always at home and you got to drive to work,
Right.
so there's going to be you've gone through this same drive billions of times. At some point.
I used to do it. I had a 15-minute drive to work that felt long.
But just that feeling, especially like if you catch it in the middle of the day when there's no traffic, and just every single day you get to do some cool move on the road,
Yeah.
and you get like driving a Mustang or something.
In general, you're in a Mustang. You don't even want to get home fast.
Yeah.
That's when you want to swing it around in parking lots.
Yeah.
Stop at your buddy's work.
Well, every once in a while you get the nice clear road, red light. Somebody else pulls up next to you, you do a little rev.
Right.
Yeah, just you don't actually race, but you just kind of fuck with them a little bit.
My thing was always get home as fast as possible. I don't know why. I would try to make it home in like 6 minutes. I had a 15-minute drive. I knew the back roads. I knew way to skip lights.
Oh yeah.
I figured out the fastest way home. I mean, I did the same drive every day for 10 years.
Yeah, but imagine you doing that same drive in a Tesla.
Doing
That
it-
shit goes 0 to 80 in like 2.6 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it would be cool doing a Tesla that drives itself to work. You got your little coffee.
But you still got to be behind the wheel. So
Remember
it's
when
not
you
even? But no, I think if I had a Tesla like that could do 90 miles an hour in 3 seconds, you'd want to drive. It would feel cool to drive.
And why would you get the ticket? Say the car malfunctioned.
You still get the ticket, but it's like you look sick getting the ticket.
Right.
Where it's
in
like,
the passenger seat.
Yeah, the Tesla too. It's all quiet,
Right.
so you're just gunning it, going through Burger King parking lots and shit. But you're just like it's all silent. That shit must feel amazing.
The pimp shit to be with that car would be to have a date and have your feet up on the dash and be playing a game on your phone. Like, you come pick her up for the date, and your feet ain't even nowhere near the pedals.
I don't even think there's the driverless car thing. It's like it wouldn't feel as satisfying after a while. When you just spent $90,000 in a car, you want to drive.
But you don't want to put your feet up on the dash with some nice shoes?
No, I spent $90,000 in a car. I want to race this fucking car.
Well, you can make it, Rick. Can't you say go faster?
That's not fun, though. That's being in somebody else's car.
Right.
You know the feeling of driving fast. Remember that? I think
Yeah.
that's the problem is we haven't driven in a long time. But you know the feeling of holding the wheel and feeling the actual
Yeah.
engine revving. Especially you drive manual. So it's just imagine
Right.
hitting
That
that
was
shit,
fun.
hitting that shit and doing clutch.
And the
bam,
fucking
bam,
shit.
bam.
Yeah.
You're
I used to call.
I mean, like, especially those Teslas, they handle real nice. So if you're going around a curve, it's like you do the thing where you don't really slow down. You don't really brake. You
Right.
just sort of pull off the gas a little bit, and then you gun it.
in the rain.
And then the last part, and you do a little drift. It's like that would feel amazing.
Yeah, I used to try catching a little bit of gravel when I turned.
Yeah.
The tires would spin out.
That's sick.
I don't know if those Teslas handle great, dude. I was in Tesla Ubers, dude. Those things are stiff as shit.
Well, that's because it's an Uber. I think.
Right.
But I think if you're actually and plus those Teslas in the Uber are like that's like low-level Teslas.
Yeah, because
That's not
people
like the
ain't
Roadster.
dropping not the big money on that.
But no, you get the Roadster. It's like a race car. It's like driving F1 or something. So
Wow.
it's like if you're driving on the freeway, it's like those guys are straight up. That's the kind of driving where you want to get gloves. You get like put white gloves on, and you know.
Yeah. You get the little racing jacket.
Yeah. I would feel sick. And then
Yeah.
all you're doing is just going to the store to buy some toilet paper or something.
But it's all about the adventure of starting up the car,
Yeah.
sitting in, hearing the engine.
Those guys who like before they start the car, they just pull out the little like microfiber and give it the
Right.
wet.
Say something in Italian to your girlfriend.
Yeah, right. It would feel different. Compared to just being in the city and you're just getting in an Uber that's going 2 miles an hour,
Right.
and you're always like, it's always kind of like crowded and shit. No, you're in the suburbs. It's like we're getting the car, we're fucking gunning it.
See, the people that love this Tesla are the people that have to work on their way to work. Like, they don't have a minute. They're crunching emails. So they're like, okay, I'll drive in from Long Island in the Tesla. I'll do the office work while I'm in the Tesla.
They're not doing that, though.
You don't think?
It's not legal.
Oh, wow.
No. I mean, theoretically, the car could do that if you were, like, in an emergency or something. But, like, that's all just, like, social media stunts.
Wow.
It's a guy who's trying to get views on TikTok. So he, like, pretends to shave in his car.
Right.
Yeah. That's mostly fake.
Oh, damn, man. What a bummer.
You got to think, though, if you spent this much money on a car and you enjoy driving, why would you not want to drive?
You might be hugged up with a cutie in the back seat.
No, you still got to be in the driver's seat, though.
Yeah.
It's not legal to not have, you have to be in the driver's seat.
That takes all the fun out of it.
Well, think about, you like driving, right?
I do, but like in a certain life, I could see myself maybe getting in the back of a luxury car, maybe even like a robotic driver that looks human, and I could just tell him, hey, take me there, and I'll sit in the back. I'll be honest, I wouldn't mind sitting in the back.
Well, that's just like taking a cab at that point.
Right, but it's my own
different
cab.
than taking an Uber.
It's in front of my house.
But it's just like...
I'd have like a box of cigars back there.
I think you would not want to do that. I think if you spent that much money on a car... I want to get every inch out of this car as I can get. Where it's like, we're fucking... That's the other thing, too. If people get, like, a nice car in the city, and it's, like, some fucking Maserati-looking shit, where are you going in the city? You know you're driving 20 miles an hour 90% of the time.
Right.
So it's like, why would you even want to get that?
And
if you want to get a car in the city, you get, like, a fucking SUV, black car or something.
Right, because those little sports cars, the main reason you get those, you want to wash them with no shirt on in the driveway. And it's like,
you want to
open
open up.
That. Yeah, that too.
You want to fucking gun it. It's like
Right.
this car can go 150 miles an hour. It's like
easy.
You want to go on the Autobahn and do that kind of shit.
You know where you get thrown off when the car speedometers and kilometers. You think, man, this thing can do fucking 300?
I never even understood what that thing, the little thing that it's doing on the left. Because there's like the speedometer, then there's like the rev part.
The tack.
Yeah. I couldn't even decode
that tells you
shit.
the RPMs of the engine. Like, you don't want it to be, it's supposed to shift at like 7,000 RPMs.
Oh, okay, yeah. I never knew what that was. That's what we got to do, though, when we get rich. We got to go to Germany and drive on the Autobahn.
Dude, that's the
where
shit
you can
to
just
do.
like straight up gun it for like, I don't know, 100 miles or something.
And rent the car. You'd have to rent the car, get something
rent
sick.
some sick BMW German shit.
Something nuts, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I know. I mean, imagine living that type of life. Or then you're like, okay, and then we're going to take a yacht over here from Germany to here.
I don't even think you got to be like a billionaire, though. I mean, these are just like upper middle class people where it's like, I'm going to just get on the Autobahn.
If you live over there, but if you're coming from America, just to, I mean, you got to rent the car. That's an investment.
Yeah.
But if you're making like 100 G's a month, you could definitely do that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like just for like a couple days of just like, I'm just going to drive like a fucking maniac for a little while.
Find a girl to take out there, somebody that's married, fighting with her husband.
Ah, yeah.
You know?
Get a nice 2-seater.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell your husband to wait a little longer for your call.
I bet those guys, too. It's like you get the gloves and you put those goggles on, like Speed Racer and shit.
Run a golden retriever.
And you, like, keep the windows down. So, like, the hair is, like, must be nice.
I think we could be there one day. Man, dude, that would be the life. A nice farm.
Right. Well, just like I've never actually like driven a nice car and like opened up on it. So I've been in people's nice cars where it's like a Porsche or something.
Right.
And it's like you can kind of feel
they got to open up on it.
When you're in like a Toyota Corolla or something and you're in someone's dumbass car that he's driving 110 miles on the freeway.
Right.
It's all shaky.
Right.
And it's like the things. It's clear that the car is not designed to do this.
Yeah, they're just being a jackass.
But if you're in someone's like nice sports car and they're doing it, once you get above 100 miles an hour, that's when you feel like, oh, this is what the engineers are all about.
Right.
This is why you go to Italy for this car. It's because this shit is made to like drive fucking insane.
And dude, I can't stand when you're with one of your guy friends with the nice car and they try to do that. It's like, bro, stop it. What are you doing? Like, are you trying to turn me on?
We're in Long Island.
Like, we're two guys.
Yeah.
It's
cool
like,
it.
Yeah. Like, don't. Like,
if you're with another guy, you should be doing 75 max.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they'll turn on your seat warmer. It's like, bro, I don't need you fucking making me comfortable, man.
Yeah, right. Leave my thighs alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Turned on your seat warmer for you. Why?
No, that's when you get the girl. You not only do you drive like you do 95 and you're doing all this fancy like speed racer shit. Imagine doing 95 miles an hour in a sports car and you got to act like it's not even a big deal.
Right.
You act like you do this all the time. And she gets all like freaked out at first. You're just like, nah, be cool. This is a Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a 917.
That's just how you'd have to say it to her, too, with a little smile.
Yeah, right.
What are you worried about? This is the
This shit's Italian.
Yeah.
You ever been to Europe?
Yeah.
I go all the time.
See how narrow this road is?
Yeah.
Close your eyes.
Back in Italy, we drive like this.
Yeah, I was just over there, and they do. They got the little race jackets, the cars. That's what made me want one.
Yep.
The little stick shifts and the leather boots.
See, you got all that, and you live with your mom until you're like 45.
Yeah. And they got fresh-ass figs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they don't even have screens on their windows. I was
really?
like, what about you guys get bit by bugs? They said, yeah, but you're still in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Ah, you got to feel, you want the wind in your hair. You got to do
Yeah.
some Italian shit.
Yeah, dude, they just open up their front door like in Italy where this wall is. This would be somebody's front door. You'd see their wife sitting right there cooking in her bra,
Oh,
and
well.
that would just be the main street with all these people from cruise ships walking by.
Ah, you
thousands of
just like
people.
walk out your door and you get in your little Peugeot
Yeah.
scooter and you just gun it.
Yep. Go get some grapes, some mortadella.
I think the roads in Europe too, especially like the old places, they're all like windy. So it's designed to be like to make you appreciate driving.
It really
Especially
is.
if you're on like a little scooter, you get that real like kind of weave. Whereas I think most of America, especially the middle of the country, it's a lot of straightaways, like, just sort of like long open spaces. But when you go to an old country, like even in Mexico, you go up in the hills, then you're like really like you got to be a nice driver.
Yeah, they even got the thing where I couldn't believe my eyes when I seen it. A car was just driving down steps. A dude had they don't have options. They drive up and down small steps.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like
wow.
the steps are about, 5 inches high.
Yeah,
each
well, you
step.
just get that clack, 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 clack,
Yep.
clack on the way
Can
down.
you imagine doing that though?
The car must be designed with like suspension or something.
Man, dude, I don't know why for a second I thought we still lived together. But there was this huge argument out here. I was going to ask you if you heard it the other morning. Dude, this dude had this moving truck and he drove it on the sidewalk 1 inch away from somebody's brand new car. Like talking about just doing shit you're not supposed to do. Dude, and he's trying to yell at these movers. These guys are all speaking Spanish. Dude, I'm over here. I just heard him screaming. First off, he didn't hit his car, but he's trying to talk logic into the mover. He's like, this is a sidewalk. It's like, yeah, dude, I think this guy knows.
Wow.
And he don't give a fuck.
My God.
People just got to get shit done in New York.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you do ask questions later.
Yeah.
Don't ask for forgiveness or whatever.
Yeah, park on the fucking sidewalk.
Wow. See, imagine that too. If it's like if you're the kind of guy who like, I guess this is more of an LA thing, but you got the '68 Chevy and you're doing the hydraulic shit.
Oh, yeah.
And you look a lot like that guy.
Right.
Actually, the shaved head.
Yeah,
the
you would.
Clean looking white shoes.
Shit's bouncing.
But it's just like imagine if you're like that guy, but you own that sick ass car that could do some like crazy sideways shit. What else do you even want with your life?
Maybe
Those
your own
guys don't
apartment.
even.
They stay with their
Those
moms.
guys stay with their moms.
Yeah.
It's like because it's like you don't have, like we were saying last podcast, when you need the money, you rise to the occasion.
Right.
But it's like if you don't need it, you fall back.
Right.
Where it's like, nah, why would I need to do anything else with my life? I have a '68 Chevy that
Right.
can go sideways.
Everything chromed out.
Every Friday night, you drive down the same fucking street in Long Beach. And you just
Yep.
bounce around and shit. Listen to the same Tupac song. Everybody cheers you on.
Flirt with the same 5 or 6 girls,
Yeah,
hoping they'll break one day.
yeah, right. Well, it's you and like 2 dudes in your car.
Another dude with a nice ass Chevy,
Yeah, it's
almost
another
as
fucking-
nice as yours.
Another gang member in your car.
He's always looking up to your Chevy.
Yeah, but it's almost like it's one of those things where it's like you almost don't want that kind of car until you're like 45, 50. Because like once you get that car, your life is that's all whole life right there.
He got nothing else to look forward to.
All you got to do is just keep that car clean, and then suddenly that's all you're doing for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Not a bad life.
Just bouncing.
I wouldn't mind getting a nice old classic car, nice little house, couple dogs. See, dude, the more I think about Ohio, we think, dude, I don't know, dude. I don't think New York's the shit anymore. I like it, but it's just a drive away, dude. I would love to be just out in the middle of nowhere at night. Can't even see my neighbors a mile each way.
Well, if you go to like the other part of Jersey, that's like by Philadelphia, where it's like all just forests and shit.
All right,
That's
I'd go
when
to
you-
Ohio, though.
Yeah, of course. But it's like if you wanted to be close to the city. But yeah, I mean, like, I can see the appeal.
6-hour drive ain't bad.
Well,
Dude, in
if you
6.5.
moved to Ohio and you actually had that life with this car and your, wife and dog and stuff, you wouldn't be driving to the city.
Right.
Fucking grizzly pear host says. It's like,
I'd be coming up here doing our podcast.
we would wrap this shit up. We would do this on Zoom. It's like, no, maybe I'd go out there every once in a while. But it's just like, once you get that, you live that comfortable life, it's like you're not going to want to do all this other stuff.
Can you imagine? Do you remember the first time you moved to New York? And I have a picture of my first room in New York. You would have thought you were in a Freddy Krueger movie. Dude, just straight up nightmare.
I was in like a fucking bunk bed, like loft thing.
Wow.
Or,
yeah.
Bars on the door, on the window.
Yeah, shit, just little ass heater. I froze, dude. All winter. I moved here in the winter. Froze my ass off.
Wow. Yep. But it's like, I don't know. If you go to Ohio now, it's like you still wouldn't be doing great. You know what I mean? You got to get some money and then move.
That's true. I'd end up at the car wash.
You'd end up doing some job that you don't want to do, and it wouldn't be like, you wouldn't be living like a nice life. You'd be living, maybe you rent a house or like an apartment or something, but it wouldn't be like, you got to be making, if you're making 6 figures here, then you move, then you really go straight into some nice shit.
You're right. Go into the nice car.
Yeah, have the car, and you can already afford a nice house.
And you know what I'm finding out? It's a lot easier to find a wife when you're not in extremely desperate situations of survival.
Right.
Like, a wife
women
is...
want a nice, you want a nice car.
Yeah, they see, oh, wow, he's got 2 cars. He's got a garage, a nice house.
Well, you get a house that has like nice, like new looking furniture in it.
Right.
Yeah.
TV.
Kind of shit that's not, you didn't buy it on Amazon.
And you're always like, no, the bills are covered. Let me worry about that.
Right.
That's the thing. You can never tell a girl, babe, this month it's a little tight.
Right.
Next thing you know, you come home, the cartel's there.
It's true.
That's how these
well,
American
I mean, like,
women are.
I guess you do got to maybe you set the goal. Because the thing is, it's not going to happen on its own. If we're in the mix here in the city, so it's like this just kind of goes on until until you actually make the leap.
Right.
But making that leap to go back to Ohio, it's a pretty big jump.
Right. No, it'd be years down the road.
Yeah. You got to think about the car.
First comes to the car.
Yeah.
You know what I would do, honestly? I'd buy a nice little house. I'd start fixing it up, move a couple single mothers in. They always pay their rent on time. Like maybe 2 girls that grew up together, and they each got kids about the same age. That's the ideal situation. They're baby dads. Both are trying, and maybe they're dating new people. So, you got a lot going on in the situation, but either way, there'd be people there that could rent the house while I'm in New York. They're kind of chipping away at the rent.
So you would move into the house after that?
Well, I would let them live there and pay on the house for about 7 years. And then when I'm home, I'd rent a small room out in the basement. I'd just be like...
Nah, that's no good, though.
I'd have a little corner in the basement.
Nah, you want a house.
Well, I'd have the house.
You
They'd be
moved into
paying
that-
on it.
Yeah, but you moved into the house to have a house. You'd have the shittiest room in the place.
Well, I'd be in New York for the first 5-6 years.
This plan's too complicated.
Really?
You got to get
Plus
rich.
just finding the single mothers.
Yeah, and it's like you're basically moving into their house at that point,
Right.
Because they're in charge. You
And
got to
who
have.
knows how many kids they're going to have.
Yeah.
Some women, they have their first one. They want to keep having more.
Yeah. I mean, like it kind of makes sense to maybe you buy the house and you rent it out, but it's like that's a different thing than that's the second house.
Right.
The real house. It's like you can't you gotta just have a nice place.
That's where I find the girl who wants to be the mother of my child.
I think you got to get somebody who the big rule has to be like, you got to get a house with like a big grass lawn, and you tell them like, you got to cut this grass.
Yeah.
This grass has to look nice.
That's the only
That's
rule.
that's rule number 1. The grass always has to look nice.
Right.
Anybody who actually has the wherewithal to keep a lawn looking nice, the rest of the house also looks nice
Right.
because they're also like it's giving you work to do.
It starts
But the
with
second your
yard.
lawn gets fucked up, that's when everything else also gets fucked up.
Right.
Because psychologically, you're walking in thinking like, this place already is fucked up, so I'm gonna start smoking inside.
Right.
You got to give people something to focus on.
Yeah, that's the whole problem. If you're not cutting grass, you're too bored. All those people that don't work, they start getting too bored. Next thing you know,
Well, I hate seeing somebody's house and when the front of the house looks fucked up,
right?
and there's just like somebody's old bike that's broken. It's in the
The
front
dog
yard.
chewed half the aluminum siding off the house.
Yeah, well, there's like patches of grass, and it's like you spent all this money to buy this house. It's like, why not make it look at least decent on the outside?
And the inside.
Yeah, make it look okay. It's like, well, what are we doing?
My house, man, dude, I remember I went gun-ho on remodeling it, buying everything the most expensive you could get. And I'm like, I got to have, not only do I have to have the best fridge, I need like the best stove, I need the floors, Italian marble, dude. I fucking was like going in for no reason. Took out 2-second mortgages. Right before I finished the house, I lost it because of bankruptcy.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, dude, I never even had a chance to make it look nice.
Yeah.
I could have just painted everything.
Whoever got the house next.
They keep it looking like
They
shit,
got
too.
It. Oh, really?
Yeah, I drove by. They got sheets hanging in the window.
Oh, man. Brutal.
Dude, it's like you own a house in Ohio. Don't have sheets hanging for your curtains. Like, go buy some curtains.
Yeah, some tweakers.
You know, some of these girls are crazy, though. A girl told me, she goes, it's weird. You got curtains. She told me that. I'm like, well, it gets bright in here. She's like, well, no, I just think there's always something kind of, like, questionable about a straight man that buys curtains. Because, like, don't you think that's a little... I'm like, what, you
Curtains.
think I'm gay because I bought curtains?
That's the thing?
Is that the thing nowadays?
Oh, I think you got some, like, kind of sad-looking curtains. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That is.
So if anything,
you got some budget curtains. So.
Yeah, but that's a straight man's curtain.
Well, that's like a guy who just got out of jail curtain or something. But that's the kind of, like, tweaker curtain where it's like, no, we're just, like, put something up. We're doing drugs inside.
Right, nobody can see in.
If you get some nice, like, red-looking curtains to have that, like, texture on them.
But this type of curtain.
That's basically a blanket.
No, yeah. No, if a man ever came over here, he wouldn't be attracted to me over that curtain.
No, but
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
I'll give you, this is not, I mean, I could see why a woman would criticize this as a design choice.
Yeah.
It's not the most visually appealing curtain.
She said what made me pick him. I told her it was the cheapest thing at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, exactly. I think I could have answered that question for you right there.
And I didn't realize one's shorter than the other. I don't even know how the hell that happened.
Oh, wow, yeah.
They're the same price. One's half the size.
Yeah. This is what happens when you rent.
I'm going to cover it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut it with the scissors, like those. How older people used to hem their pants. Remember they just cut
Yeah,
the bottoms?
Just straight up. Yeah, it's like cut off jeans.
Yeah, just hemmed them.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's plug some dates, huh?
Yep, what do we got coming up?
Next, I mean, you're already cutting back from Turks and Caicos right now.
Yeah, I got, I'll be getting some spots in at, I don't know what it's called now. Brooklyn Comedy Club,
Williamsburg Comedy Club.
Is it? I think that might be a new name change.
Oh, really?
Anyways, they're changing the place around. It's going to be looking pimp. It's going to be the dope spot. Word on the street.
Oh, yeah. It's Williamsburg.
Yeah, I'll be getting some spots there. Bedford Avenue. You'll see me there a little bit. You'll see me at the Comedy Village on 44th and 9th on the 10 o'clock shows, closing them out. And right on the street corner, me and Danny are going to open up a little comedy club. We need to go down to Frisco. We'll open up a little comedy club down there.
I'll be there.
Yeah, Dan will be there.
This is coming out on November 4th, so everybody go out and vote tomorrow. Let's go abortion rights, huh? I think we're voting on abortion in the city.
Wait, so you only have one day for everybody to vote? Like, you can't go vote now?
You can vote early, but like the big election day everybody votes is the first Tuesday.
And you're going to do
November
it?
5th. I'm voting tomorrow, I think. So
Oh, damn.
They got like the early voting set up. Well, I'm flying back like the night before the election, so I gotta I don't want to get all stuck.
Right.
Yeah.
In Ohio, they'd come to your elementary school. We'd all be in like second grade, a whole bunch of 80-year-olds who come to your school.
No, yeah, I used to vote at school by my house. Yeah, you're in like the gymnasium or something.
Where do you vote now in New York?
It's by your house somewhere. Everybody has like a place. It's
Yeah,
usually,
just go
it's
to
usually
one
like
of
a church or like a community center or something, the library.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, starting tomorrow, we'll know if this country still has a future.
Wow, you think starting tomorrow we'll know?
I mean, it's tomorrow when this comes out.
Oh,
This comes out
yeah,
the day
yeah, that's
before
right.
election, so
Man, dude, it's crazy.
let's go, Brandon, huh?